Thanks for tuning in Summary MMA. In this video, UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones, out of his fight scheduled with Stipe Miocic. Dan Henderson says Sean Strickland was let go from his gym for being disrespectful to teammates. Ngannou scores stunning knockdown on Fury and loses controversial split decision. UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones tore his pectoral muscle right off the bone, and he is out of his scheduled fight against Stipe Miocic at UFC 295. UFC CEO Dana White quickly went on his social media platforms and announced the said news, including a video of the incident.
What's up, everybody? Here we are again. You know, Jon Jones was training last night, got injured. He was wrestling, and he tore the tendon that connects your pec to the bone off the bone. 8 months, gonna need surgery. He's out.
Dana White was also quickly to announce a replacement fight for the UFC 295 card, with Jones and Miocic out of the picture. The promotion will create an interim title in Jones' absence, to be contested by Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich on November 11th in New York.
So, the main event is Prohaska versus Pereira. The co-main event now is Pavlovich versus Aspinall for the interim heavyweight championship. Sergey Pavlovich, the number 2 ranked heavyweight, 18-1 with 15 knockouts. He has an 83% finish rate. His last 7 wins all ended in the very first round. He's tied with Hall of Famer Don Fry for the second longest knockout streak in UFC history. His last 3 wins have been over Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa, and Curtis Blades. He's aiming to become the 4th Russian champ in UFC history. Tom Aspinall, he's the number 4 ranked heavyweight. He's 13-3 with 10 knockouts and 3 subs. That's a 100% finish rate. 8 of his last 9 wins have come in the first round. He has never seen the 3rd round in his UFC career. Out of 7 fights, he's won 5 performance bonuses. This guy is a beast, and he is looking to become the first British heavyweight champion in UFC history. A combined 25 knockouts, 26 first-round finishes, number 2 versus number 4 in the heavyweight division for the interim heavyweight title.
Jon Jones is already set for surgery, and the athlete apologized on his Instagram page to Stipe Miocic and fans for their fight being scratched from UFC 295.
Obviously, very sad situation, very upset. But I've been through a lot of things in life, and injuries is a part of being an athlete. I want to thank the UFC for getting me into one of the best doctors in the country, Dr. Alan Trash. Thank you to Dr. Alan Trash and his staff members over here in California for seeing me so quick. I wanted to say thank you to Stipe Miocic for all the work that he's put in. Also, sorry to Stipe and his team. Like I said, this comes with the territory. Thank all my coaches and training partner, everyone who's helped me get this far. Can't even say get to the fight. But the goal is to get surgery tomorrow and get back to work as soon as possible. I guess it will be Stipe and I at a later date, and that's my plan. So it'll be surgery and physical therapy for me for the next several months. But I'm committed, and my head is high. Thank you to everyone who's prayed for me, and I love you all. Again, sincere apology to the fans. I know some of you guys, it was a huge commitment to get out to Madison Square Garden. Hopefully these other heavyweights, Aspinall and Sergey, put on a great show for you guys. I may even show up to the event to watch. But I love you all, and your boy Jon Jones is doing okay. I'll be okay.
Fortunately for all parties involved, the promotion has plans to rebook the Jones vs. Miocic title fight for a big card in 2024. And expect the winner to move on for a heavyweight title unification bout against the winner of Aspinall vs. Pavlovich around this time next year.
And I got to ask about, the breaking news from last night, Jon Jones out. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you found out and kind of the process to make a new fight?
Yeah, Jon called, said that he hurt his shoulder, training and wrestling, and his team thought that, you just need a few days off and you'll be fine and whatever. he felt like something was really wrong. Flew out here, did the MRI, found out what was wrong, and you know, he was super emotional about it, really upset, and you know, we did what we do and flipped it and made another fight.
I think a lot of people want to know if Stipe was offered to fight one of them, or if he decided he wanted to wait for Jones.
Stipe is not fighting for an interim title. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. So Jones said, I want to fight Stipe. I said, you're fighting Stipe. You have the greatest heavyweight of all time versus the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. This is a legacy fight for both of those guys. I mean, to even call Stipe and ask Stipe to fight for an interim title is, you know, complete disrespect. This is a fight for two legends, legacy, two of the greatest to ever do it. Fans want to see it, I want to see it, and they both want to do it. So, yeah.
The UFC 295 has a new poster. Headlining the card, booked from Madison Square Garden in New York, is the light heavyweight showdown between former 205-pound champion Yuri Prochazka and ex-middleweight title holder Alex Pereira. The bout is for the light heavyweight belt vacated by the injured Jamal Hill. And in the co-main event, Tom Aspinall opens as early betting favorite over Sergey Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight belt. Despite the sad news of Jon Bones Jones vs. Stipe Miocic being scratched from UFC 295, this new co-main event on paper should be a fight of the year candidate, as these two heavyweight contenders have been finishing their opponents pretty quickly since joining the promotion. And many are saying this being a more intriguing fight than the original UFC 295 main event.
I think the fans are, you know, as excited for that heavyweight fight. How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, that's one of those if you know, you know. I mean, it's a badass fight with two young studs, and that's going to be a fun one.
What do you think? Is the Tom Aspinall vs. Sergey Pavlovich a more intriguing matchup for you, or you were looking forward for the Jon Jones vs. Stipe Miocic bout? Sean Strickland has a habit of rubbing people the wrong way, but that hasn't stopped the outspoken fighter from experiencing enormous success inside the cage, most recently becoming the new UFC middleweight champion. In an interview in the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, MMA legend Dan Henderson spoke about having to kick Strickland out of his gym for being disrespectful with fellow training partners.
I was at my gym for like 3 years.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Was he? He's a wild boy.
Yeah. Kind of had to let him go.
Oh, did you? The crazier days?
Yeah, no, he just kind of gets too involved talking shit about people.
I can see that.
I liked him in the gym. I liked him there. He was a great training partner. And you need at least one guy
Yeah.
in your gym that does that and goes hard and makes everybody else go hard
Yeah.
when they're going against him. So I liked it, but
Other people didn't.
yeah, he just was too disrespectful to teammates and stuff. And,
I
yeah,
see.
and
That was the young Sean Strickland.
yeah,
He's
no, this
mature,
is a while.
right?
No, I definitely see that, and I'm always rooted for him when he left. It wasn't like I was like, I hope that guy,
Right.
No, I always rooted for him. I thought he had a ton of potential.
Henderson also talked about his last victory in his MMA career against former Bellator middleweight champion Hector Lombard.
Yeah, he comes in fast and strong, and then you got to weather the storm a little bit.
Well, you caught him with the head kick, and I think, if I remember correctly, you hit him with a back fist.
Back elbow.
A back elbow. And then you elbowed him on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the elbow on the ground. Was
When he first
devastating.
came here from Australia, because he was Cuban, but he went to Australia
Right.
and lived there. And when he first came to the States, he came to my gym first for about 3 months, and nobody liked him. He was a big bully, just trying to knock people out warming up, or
Oh, really?
throwing, just when you're supposed to be going easy, just trying to hurt people. And it would happen every time I'd be out of town. I'd come back, I'd hear about it. And Sokoju was in there too, and he fucking put him in his place once. But so when I went to fight Hector, the media is like, asked me, Hector's saying how he left your gym because he never felt welcome, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I never had a problem with him, but everyone in my gym thought he was a big bully. Yeah, and that's all I said about it. And we're in the face-off, like, week of the fight. And he asked me, who says I'm a bully? And I'm like, what did you say? And yeah, who says I'm a bully? And I'm like, everybody said you're a bully. Well, who? Everybody at my gym. Not me, but everybody at my gym. And he just couldn't get over that. And I'm like, you motherfucker, this isn't the time or place for that. I'm going to fuck you up. So those last couple elbows were a little more personal. It's probably the only fight I've ever really felt that way, that I really wanted to fuck that guy up.
After his Lombard win, Dan Henderson closed out his career, challenging Michael Bisping for the UFC middleweight belt, making him the oldest competitor to ever challenge for UFC gold, at age of 46. Unfortunately, he came up short when rematching Bisping, losing a hard-fought unanimous decision in Manchester, England, in October 2016. After the bout, many people thought Dan should have won that fight, just on damage alone he did to Michael Bisping. In the interview with Joe Rogan, Henderson talks about his crazy power, Michael Bisping KO in their first fight, and making a logo out of the KO.
And I didn't like him, but it wasn't a guy that I'd hang out with, but he was just him, and I knew that I would beat him.
But that logo that you have, the flying punch, that is the ultimate fuck you. That logo is so wild that you put that as your logo.
But I don't even know why he's upset about that, because he's not even in it. There's no
Yeah, but he knows what it is. Everybody knows what it is.
It's not like a chalk line on the ground underneath him.
I remember when I saw that logo for the first time, I went, oh shit. Because you flattened him with that right hand. He was out cold, and then you launched yourself through the air and smashed him with that right hand.
Yeah.
And it was that becoming your logo was one of the wildest things.
The most anticipated boxing match between former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou and pugilistic legend Tyson Fury finally went down this past Saturday, October 28th. And many are waking up Sunday, still in disbelief about what went down in that bout. It was an unreal performance from Francis, who most wrote off before the fight even started, saying he's nowhere near skilled enough to figure out Fury's awkward style, size, and skills. The Gypsy King, undefeated 33-0-1 in his boxing career, has double-booked himself, announcing a fight with his fellow elite-level boxer Alexander Usyk, before even battle it out with boxing rookie Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. However, Ngannou had other plans. He came out guns blazing and showed no fear, trading punches with arguably one of the best heavyweight boxers in the past 30 years. In the end, the judges scored the fight 96-93 and 95-94 for Fury, and one judge giving a dissenting 95-94 score to Ngannou. The result was still enough for Fury to secure the victory, although the boxing rookie likely leaves feeling like a winner, after a stunning 10-round performance against one of the best and most experienced in the game right now. Here's what Tyson Fury had to say after the fight.
Still undefeated, but what was it like in there? Was Francis Ngannou better than you thought?
Yeah, he's a good fighter, Francis. He hit me with some good punches, and he was a lot better than we thought he'd be. Good fighter.
You've been down against two of the hardest punchers ever.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder and now Francis Ngannou. How hurt were you in that third round?
Just a flash knockdown behind the head. I think it was like a glancing blow at the back of the head, and it was what it was, so it was all right.
Now, in your corner, Sugar was telling you not to engage. Was it about saving the December 23rd date, or why was that the plan when it seemed like it was a close fight?
Just boxing, I was just using me jab boxing at the end of the fight there, not getting involved in a brawl, getting cut or whatever, right at the end of a fight.
Obviously, offensively, you were not surprised by his power. Defensively and boxing skill-wise, what was it that made him tough tonight?
Listen, he was a good fighter. No excuses, he's a good boxer. He's a lot better than I thought he'd be, and he gave me a good fight. Fair play to him, God bless him.
Did he surprise you a little going southpaw?
No, he was good fighter. It was surprising.
Fury outlanded Ngannou 71-59 for punches, and that likely made the difference in a couple of the closer rounds on the scorecards. Fury survived to get the win, but Ngannou felt like a winner after a performance like that.
Over to Francis Ngannou. Francis, you said the mission tonight was to prove that you can box. You did more than that.
Well, I mean, that wasn't only the mission. I mean, I really intended to come here and go home with the victory, you know. I wanted the victory. The proof wasn't just to like come here and box and go home, was to win, you know. That W is always sweet.
And many people disagreed with the scorecards. Check out the reactions on Twitter about the bout. What do you think? Did Tyson Fury overlooked past Francis Ngannou, thinking it was going to be an easy payday? And do you agree with the scorecards? If you like the content, please make sure to like and subscribe so you can get the latest news in UFC and other MMA promotions. Thanks for watching.